Very good morning, friends. I am Nalakshi Swami, welcoming to my channel Smart Index Edge. Today I am going to tell about my proprietary indicator, that is rolling pivot. The people who are new to my channel, they will be for them to understand the rolling pivots thoroughly and in detail. 90% of traders are using pivots that belong to yesterday's market. But the market is trading today. Classic pivots are like a photograph of yesterday, and rolling pivots are like a live video of today. Today, I want to explain something very powerful and yet very simple. So, when many traders use classic pivot points, but very few traders understand their limitation. See, here I have applied the pivot which is available on the trading view, the indicator. You can see the pivots. I am on the 30 minutes chart. When you are trading on intraday, you are getting a pivot for 4 days. See, 30 minutes. The March, if I place the cursor, it's second, third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth. You are getting a pivot here, R1, S1, S2. You cannot relate actually the 4 days intraday time frame. You will not be able to relate it. That is the limitation. Classic pivots are calculated from yesterday's data. Yesterday's high, low, and close are used to calculate today's pivot resistance and support. How can it be? It's not relevant. So, what happens? Today, the market is alive and moving every minute, but the pivot you are using is based on yesterday's market. In simple words, classic pivots are dead pivots. They are fixed numbers. They do not change with the market. You might have experienced with this by using this pivot. But the market is dynamic. When you are trading on an intraday, you need to be dynamic. Liquidity changes, momentum changes, sentiment changes. How can you handle all those things with dead pivots? It's not possible. And this is where rolling pivots become extremely powerful. So, I'm going to enable now, along with this classic pivots, you have seen the classic pivots over here. I am enabling my customized indicator rolling pivot. Let me zoom it out. For each day, you can see so beautifully the rolling pivot. 30 minutes time frame on 9th, the entire day rolling pivot it is giving. The entire day, the pivot it is down. On Monday, it starts moving up. It changes its direction. And Tuesday, this is Wednesday. Wednesday, it becomes narrow. You can see the rolling pivot. How beautifully. Can you trade with these dead pivots? This is S1 and S2. Here, my indicator gives you this is the pivot S1. Market has fallen below the S1 and it tries to form the pivot. If I am on the 15-minute chart, you can see over here. Let me show you 15 minutes chart. the balance starts forming over here. Intraday, you can take the trade. See, the market gap down on ninth, and it started to build a balance over here, and the balance started moving up. You can take the trade and you can hold the trade for the next day because it is telling you. But what about these pivots? These are the classic pivots. They are static. They have not plotted any R1. You can see for every hour the balance is forming, R1 is forming, S1 is forming, and it is been color coded. So it keeps updating itself with the current market data. So you can see it is updating with the current market data. See, this is the R1, this is the pivot, and this is the S1. And wide range and balanced itself, and it started moving here. It gives you buy signal. So that means it uses the last 1 hour of price action. This is 15 minute candle. It has been auto coded for hourly, and it gives you hourly. All the 15 minutes candle is above the pivot, indicating that the market is building towards the upside. This is the beauty. This is the beauty of the market. Market had fallen down and it balanced out above the pivot. Current data, you can see after 10:30, it is balancing above the pivot. Current market live data, and it is telling you the market momentum is changing on an intraday basis and ask you to take position on the long side. Long side, you can see it was a down move in the market, and you can see pivot R1, S1. Every new candle and the pivot rolls along with that. That is why it is called rolling pivot. The market breathes and the pivot breathes with it. That is the beauty. Pivot is breathing with it. It has been auto calculating the pivots R1 and S1. These are and it has been color coded also. It has made dynamic because it shows where balance is forming right now. You are seeing the balance is forming right now at this level, 11 to 11:30. It is price is balancing above the pivot. That is an indication you can go long. That itself is something is changing after the downfall. That is the beauty. When price keeps holding above the rolling pivot, it tells something important. That's what I've told you here. Here. Buyers are building balance above the value. Market is slowly preparing for upside expansion on intraday basis. But if price keeps holding below rolling pivot, here you can see it kept after the gap down, and this is the rolling the pivot. This is the red color. It is all red, and each candle has been coded with yes, 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 sell signal. Even though there is a green candle forming, it tells you no, don't do anything. I am below the pivot. That's why sell signal has been plotted. Yes, code has been plotted. Even though big, huge candle, yes, it is below the pivot. Only after 11 a.m. It built a balance above this. Then you can go long keeping this stop loss S1 as stop loss. And later it consolidate, and not only this, I've added Gann HiLo, this magenta color and blue color. How see the trend flips to positivity. Positivity, and the market consolidated above the pivot and prepared, and you can see this candle even color coded, dark green colored, piercing through the intraday after 1 p.m. It is piercing through the R1. That means it is building momentum. Momentum has been built. If you are into this at the right moment, you can trade for a very fast up movement, like a fast movement will come in the market. That's what it is. Every step, see, after two candles of up move, you can see a pause, but pause is about the pivot. Below this pivot and this pivot. See, you can comfortably, and the trend indicator, Gann HiLo, is holding the price, holding the pivots, then you will not have any problem with your psychology. You will not panic by seeing the red candle, nor you are not attempting to sell that, because comfortably price is above the pivot and price is above the Gann HiLo. Why you need to panic about the red candle? And you can enter, you will get early entry. You are not entering here after this big green candle, and you will be comfortable in your trading. This is a part of the game. When market moves up, it comes down. A step up and step down. A leg up, front foot, and when you walk, actually, the right foot, left foot moves forward. That is the balance. Body has to balance. Well, the right foot has to place on the ground, then only you can put step forward. This is like that. This is the concept, logic, when it is comparable to human body too. This is how the market moves. So rolling pivot is not just support and resistance, it is a balance indicator. It tells us where the auction is building energy. It told you where the auction is building. The auction has built energy towards the upside expansion year itself, before year with the rolling pivot. Before the trend flips, it has built the balance and consolidation and breakout. When price flips above the Gann HiLo, it signals a change in control. When it flips below, it signals bearish control. So rolling pivot tells the location of balance and Gann HiLo tells the direction of movement. This combination becomes very powerful. See, with the rolling pivot, see these, can you see what these dead pivots are doing? They are doing nothing. They have been just numbers calculated from yesterday's data. They are not doing. Can you take with this here, with this rolling pivot, you can enter into the trade comfortably for the upside expansion on an intraday basis. Most of the traders are intraday traders. They need comfort, psychologically comfort. They want entry point, exit point, and you can do that. And apart from that, you can see another hack is Gann HiLo flip. This is the origin of the flip, will keep you, just you put a line over here and the peak of this. These are your guidelines for the entire day trade. When price starts coming below this only, you need to panic. You need not panic with the red candles. Not only that, the pivots are telling you everything. Gann HiLo is supporting, price is expanding. So you are not going to panic with that. Every wave leaves behind important footprints. See, this is one wave. It's an hourly wave, hourly pivots. This initial hourly, say 4 candles, 1 hour, and 1.5 hours, there was nothing actually. Market was building. and it builds towards the upside expansion in this. But with the classic pivots, dead pivots, you cannot make. The S2 is somewhere else and the market is below S2. How can you take the trade? Intraday trade is like that. Intraday is a game from down to up move. So you can confidently take and confidently decide yourself about the what is happening on intraday, even though it is a gap down on an daily basis. But on an intraday basis, you can capture this move. This is not a simple move upside. You can see the movement upside is 37 points on State Bank of India, 3.5 percentage more. Yes, friends, 3.5 percentage. If you trade on the option, you will get a very good amount. This is a momentum trade. You can comfortably, without panic, hold the position. See, you could have BTST trade also, you could have held it, and only final here you can see the flip of this. On 11th, you can see the indicator. You can see the pivots where they are. R1, it is plotting R1, S1, S2, and neither it is here with the pivot. You get confused. See the beauty of the pivot over here, rolling pivot, they are all changing their color and the price has become neutral because price has fallen below. Already it has started its distribution on the previous day itself around 2 p.m. This is an indication it is a down move and it continued to the down move. See, the so beautifully step by step balance it is losing, and you need not enter into the all the sell codes on these bars. You can see sell codes and the Gann HiLo turning magenta and it is traveling down. This is how it is. This is how it is so beautifully you can make out what is happening in the market and you can trade. This is the beauty of the rolling pivot. Even, see, you can see over here the starting of the day sell code. It did not build momentum towards the expansion to the upside. It should have, after the balancing, of 4 candles 1 hour, you can see it is building momentum towards the downside. It is not expanding to the upside where the last year when I showed you here, this was the change over here. You can make out the change, what is happening in the market, live market. It is like a live video, it is moving down. And it has been color coded with the red color. When it flips to positivity, the code will change. All the R1 and S1 becomes green, and I have coded for pivot for yellow color. You can see there, and it alerts you also. Every step you get alerted. So here with the flip, this origin of the flip, another hack you can use. Origin of the flip, let me change the color. This level you can mark as your when the sometimes what happens, market comes down and it tries to move to the up. Every day it will not be like this. Every day it will not be down move straight way. It will try to pull up, then this will act as your stop loss. This is your red zone boundary, and where you will be alerted. And the trend is negative. So even though the pullback, the market moves towards the pullback, then you will be cautious. You know that you are not going to enter into this, and it is a sell on rally with premium amount, premium price. You can sell the underlying, and you can cash in more money. That's what. Sometimes we trade emotionally. So color change of look at the color change of the bars. It alerts you. See, it is a sell trade. Big red color, dark red, brown color, you can see it is alerting you. But after balancing out, you can see it is flipping the green color. These are the color alerts you can utilize, and it will not make you to falter. This is a big brown color bar. You are not pressing the button over this. So you will wait for the balance of these four candles. The balance beneath the pivot. This is the pivot at that moment. This will guide you as your stop loss. So it is confirmed that even though market has gone sideways, you will not be trading this. You will not be trading this. It is a boon for the call writers. They can write the calls comfortably, and the decay will be with the time. Time decay will be there. Suppose, let us see on this particular day, let us go for the 1070 call option. Okay? 1070 call option. Just see, the market came down. The price was 32 rupees. 32 rupees. When it went sideways, it lost all its premium. Finally, it is coming down to 18 rupees. And you can take the stop loss. This is the pivot. Let me hide the classic pivots. You can see so beautifully this is the pivot. The market has balanced beneath the pivot, and it is a red bar over here, no expansion. This is where you get confused. Because if you do not have a guideline, you will get confused. And this pivot, this block is telling that it is a sell block, and the sell pivot, you know that it is a sell pivot. Market is consolidating beneath the sell pivot. It is building momentum towards the downside. It is not at all expanding. This alerts you, it makes you to take a trade. This is where the most of the traders, when the market goes sideways, when it starts moving horizontally on the x-axis, then you will have problem. Most of the traders do commit mistake only during this time, this period when the market moves sideways. That is where they go wrong. Where they take the position towards the upside, thinking by seeing this is actually, if you think of the price action, see this candle, this 15-minute candle, and the next 15-minute candle is a higher high. Definitely you will enter into it keeping this stop loss, but you get trapped. And you think that it is a pullback. If there is no boundary of this rolling pivot, you think that it is a pullback. It is making a higher low. No, no, see, this is the boundary. It is telling you this price action, what you have learned, it is a wrong thing. We will be analyzing. All the traders will start analyzing without the guideline. Let me hide the indicator. See, you will do the mistake. In live market, it's an hindsight market. Yeah, you don't think like that. And when it comes down, you still hold keeping the stop. You will be holding this. In this candle, you enter into it because it is structural change, right? The market was falling down. It is a structural change. Immediately, you will try to enter it. And even though if it comes down, your stop loss is here, hoping that next candle will This move will this move will continue like this. Definitely. Instead, you anticipate for this, but unfortunately, it starts moving down. This is a trap actually. If I enable this rolling pivot, you will not get trapped. You know that it is in an first hourly, and this is a seller's territory, and selling pivot is here. I need not go, I need not be. There is no expansion, and you can see the boundaries over here. R1 is not at all expanding, and it is neutral. Color is gray. Gray color is indicating there is no buy signal, there is no expansion to the upside. Automatically, the pivots will change its color, and the middle pivot has not changed its color. Even though there is expansion of this candle, 15-minute candle, next 15-minute candle, you are not committing to buy this, and you are overcautious, and you will be marking this. You will have step by step, every minute you will have guidance with this rolling pivot. Rolling pivot guides you through every step. Be cautious. Don't step up. Don't go for in front. It says you, it alerts you, and it tells you you proceed. If it starts expansion to the upside, it alerts you, you move upward. This is where the market, actually big players, what the big money will do, they will gap down and move the market instantly in the first hour, and then they halt the market. They halt the market, you get confused. Either it may, because sometimes even in the afternoon session, market tends to upside momentum will come. You will hope that reversal may come. Even here also you will make a think that it is a reversal, and you commit mistake. These are the areas you do mistake. It prevents. This rolling pivot will prevent you to do this. See, that is the beauty. You can hold the position, and it is a beauty for the call writers. They can write the call option and hold the position, time decay. They can take the advantage of this. This is a simple, very powerful indicator which I have created, and if you use it judiciously, and every step it is guiding you with the codes on the every bar. See, yes, don't go further even with the green bar. Green bar, there is no signal plotted. It should have plotted by signal. Instead of that, there is no signal because the pivots are neutral. Neutral, and the pivots are neutral. Sell signals are continuing. How can you take the trade? That is how it has been coded, friends. So your eyes, even without thinking too much, it is like a visual language of the market. Even without thinking too much, your eyes immediately understand the market mood. This reduces decision fatigue. That is very important. You need not struggle for your decision. Code signals buy and sell marks. Another interesting feature is codes appearing on the each bar. The codes are appearing on each bar will tell you, even if it is green or red, you get to know what sort of price action is cooking over there. These are not magic signals, friends. They are decision support signals. They remind the trader, be careful here, momentum is changing here. So they help prevent emotional mistakes. The psychological advantage is trading is not just strategy, trading is psychology. Most traders lose not because of lack of knowledge, but because of lack of conviction. Yes, see, it is lack of conviction. Anybody, as a price action trader, even me without the guideline, I'll enter into the trade. Because you will see in live market you cannot make out. The market is falling and the next candle making an higher high definitely tells you that I should go. There is no boundary, there is no nothing. I'll enter into the market. That is the limitation of the price action. That is the limitation of the price action. I tend to enter into the market. This is the mastic. But with the rolling pivot and the codes, it tells the rolling pivots are gray, neutral, and even though the green bars, though making higher high, tells you there is no signal. No signal. Don't enter into it. But when you have a system that gives direction, balance, structure, and visual signals. So, this system, rolling pivot, is giving you direction, balance, structure, and visual signal. Something interesting happens. Your confidence increases, your decision clarity improves, you stop reacting emotionally. You see changes in yourself and you will not be stressed out in intraday trading. Intraday trading is very stressful, friends, so it may affect your health too. When you sit through this emotional this thing disturbance, definitely during the long run you will be facing health problems too. So you start reading the market like a story, putting it all together. So when we combine rolling pivot, Gann HiLo, flip origins, peaks, color signals, code signals, we are not looking at a random chart anymore. We are looking at a structured narrative, market narrative. So market is narrating that I am at the down, don't do anything. It is a halt, it is a pause in the down move, and I am resting to go down again. So we can understand where the market is building balance, where it is preparing to expand, where risk should be controlled. So, final thought, classic pivots are like photograph of yesterday, rolling pivots are like a live video of today. And in trading, it is always better to watch live action than depending on yesterday's picture. When the market becomes clear to the eyes, confidence becomes natural. And when confidence is natural, execution becomes powerful. If you found this concept useful, watch the chart examples carefully. Yes, friends. Because once you understand how balance builds, you will start seeing the market in completely different way. Completely different way, and your trading journey, your trading profile will entirely change, and your edge will improve, and you will start trading better. Thank you. Even the gap downs, gap ups will not disturb you because you will have guidance, hourly guidance on the market. When it gaps down, see, this is the guidance. This block is guidance. So you're not going long, and you see the code, sell code on this green candle. First 15-minute candle is a dozy here, and the second 15-minute candle forming an inside bar, making the people without code, without the pivots, you tend to enter into the market. You will think it as a reversal. For a scalper, they also do the mistake. It's on the lower time. If I go to the lower time frame, for example, most of the scalpers trade in 1 minute. Let me go back to this. There is no, this is the call option. That's why we are not saying any much thing over here. No liquidity. Let us go to the State Bank of India. The underlying, okay, let me reset the chart. See, 1 minute, 13th. Yeah, come here. You can see here, you don't do mistake over here. Here, yeah, it's building a, you think low is been established over here, and this is a reversal. You enter into the market, get trapped. But with the rolling pivot, it is limitation is here. It is the pivot. Pivot is limiting. The price is not expanding above the pivot. Price is below the pivot, and see the quotes on the each bar sell signals. Sell signals, and yeah, sometimes with the green bar. You can see the green bar because the trend flips here. Momentary trend flips here, but the rolling pivot tells you not to go. So there is contradictory statement between the pivot and the Gann HiLo. Even though there is a contradictory statement between the Gann HiLo and this, because when the market goes sideways, that type of contradictory statements will come, then you will not act on this. You will not act on this because pivot is not agreeing. Pivot is not agreeing, even though trend is flipping. No codes are plotted on these bars that indicates then there is no signal. Proper signal is there. So finally, market turns around. So this way you can trade better, friends. This is the story unfolding of my rolling pivot versus the classic dead pivots. Thank you very much, friends. Naranakshi Swami signing off, and I thank you all for listening to me so patiently the story. Thank you very much.